I've had a lot of conversations with people who are in a very heavily regulated atmosphere in banks and enormous institutions that are really dealt and led in many respects by compliance. And people say, well, we can't do this here because if the guy doesn't take the right amount of vacations and there's 20 days less, then we could be liable for a suit and so forth. When you look at the legislation that is really there in terms of compliance, you find that the way we've dealt with it over now decades is that it is not the law itself that says, oh, you have to do this in exactly this sequence. We always have the impression that that's what it's saying. What it says is you have to comply in the end with a certain legislation. And it's very easy to comply with that if you've set up with your people to say, look, watch out with this, there's an ethical issue here, there's that issue. And these, be it environmental issues, be it work safety issues, etc., they're very easy for people to accept as being law, and therefore I'll work within these parameters, the same way as they drive to work and they take their kids and they make decisions all of the time that are within the constraints of whatever laws we as a society have put together. And so for the companies, it's an identical situation. You don't say, oh, for this to work really, I have to ignore the fact that I have to go through a fire alarm, or that it's not okay for me to set fire to this whole wheat field if I want to put this seed together. Everyone knows what those are, and when these compliance issues are put out there for people to say, these are the constraints from a legal standpoint that affect us, please do things within this, it's a non-issue completely.